Buffalo. When I was touring with Joe Louis Walker, we came through and played the Sportsman's Tavern, like one of the best crowds, and it continues to be every time we come back.
I'd say I'm gonna ditto the fans of Buffalo. That they are really incredible. They are hardcore music lovers.
If you ever want to find some badass musicians who you've never heard of, go to Buffalo, New York.
I'm sure you guys are gonna burn it down. It'll be fantastic. So I'm excited about it.
Hey everybody, my name is Ray Berry, founder and director of the Buffalo Blues and Roots Festival. And I'm here with some of our key players, headliners, and people that are going to be involved in the festival this year. So I want to start with Mr. Neil Giraldo. Neil is the founder and creative director of Three Chord Bourbon, who is our presenting sponsor. So thank you very much for that, Neil. Neil is also a multi-Grammy Award winning producer, composer, multi-instrumentalist, has performed and produced a ton of material. So great guy. We're very proud to have him on board. We're very excited that Three Chord has agreed to partner with us on this.
Thanks for having us. Thanks for having me and Three Chord Bourbon as well. And I'm excited about seeing this local talent out of Buffalo and New York. So this is exciting. And it's the first annual. Is this the beginning, Ray? Is this how you?
It is, yeah. It is, yep.
All right, this is a good way to start. I'm looking forward to hearing everybody. We have, David Miller on here, who's our music ambassador, our first music ambassador for the Three Chord Bourbon brand, which is a fantastic opportunity for musicians. And he'll be able to say a little bit more about that at some point, which is a great thing. We really try to help everybody out there as much as we can by having Three Chord stages. We had tip jars during COVID, all these things. I'm just going to keep this brief, is that my father passed away on March 20, 2022, and he was the greatest man I've ever known. And he taught me gratitude. He was a great teacher of integrity and truth and everything. And part of that gratitude that he taught me was to be able to use whatever gifts you have to be able to explore and do things that you feel is good for everybody out there, like he did. So anyway, back to all these great musicians. I'm excited about hearing everybody, and I'll be playing with David and just making a little bit of racket, but I'm more interested in hearing all you all. So thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, and that's great. We have one of the big things that Three Chord does that I think Dave will talk about a little bit more, aside from having award-winning excellent spirits, is they are supporters of the music and arts, and it's an amazing thing. Well, let me segue right over into David Miller, then he can talk a little bit more about that. So Dave is the founder, lead singer of Miller and the Other Sinners, independent, nationally touring Southern soul band, and he also is the lead music ambassador for Three Chord Bourbon. So how are you, Dave?
I'm doing great, and I'm right here in the main mall parking lot where all interviews should be done from. It's just where you should be. I'm actually up in Maine visiting my boys and doing a couple shows up here. And but I'm glad to be on here. I'm super glad to be a part of this event. For one thing, it's always awesome to play in your hometown. We've been on the road prior to COVID so much, and been able to over the last couple of years just reconnect with a lot of folks and venues around Western New York, and it's been fantastic. And I appreciate the invite, Ray, to be a part of this for sure. And the band, we're all excited about it. I think just to tack on to a little bit about this brand ambassador program, this has been pretty transformative for me. Being introduced to these guys and seeing their vision, getting to know Neil and the team. And right out of the gate, I remember the first sit down that I had with them, the questions were, how can we help you? And of course, I knew nothing about working with sponsors or anything. And I was expecting kind of maybe, I don't know, maybe a list of the contract or, with some crazy stipulations. These guys were all heart. They were like, what can we do to help you? What could we do that would help musicians like you out there on the road. And that's where this whole music ambassador program kind of came from. And being able to work with them and help kind of tailor it a bit as we've gone. I'm super excited, not only for myself, because I've been able to, continue to do what I love to do in a climate that's kind of musician unfriendly out there, especially for independents. But I've also super excited that, I can help a bunch of folks that I've met along the way, that I'm being introduced to, that we can just, get underneath and make the lift a little bit easier, and make some connections where connections are difficult to come by. And I'm just really excited for the future of this partnership and this program.
Awesome. Yeah, we're happy to have you as always. Dave and I have worked together a bunch in the past, and yeah, man, always great. So
Neil, you got to hear this guy play guitar. Ray is unbelievable. He does things with a guitar that should not be done.
I love that. I had a feeling. He went in the background. He was no player, so I got that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I got a couple behind me here. So, all right. Well, great. Thank you, Dave. And that's great information about the Music Ambassador program with 3Chord. That's, I'm still really impressed by that whole thing. It's a perfect fit. That's one of the main reasons why we really wanted to partner with you guys on this, because of the music oriented idea that you guys do, and it's amazing. So thank you guys for that. So also let me segue over to Gabe Stillman here, who I know Dave has played with in the past, and I'm assuming Vanessa has as well. So Gabe, we're excited to have you. As we were just talking about before, we know your drummer has some Buffalo roots. Ray Hangen, who's a good friend of ours, is your drummer from Buffalo. And Gabe is touring all over the country, doing really well for himself. A couple of great things to know about him. He's the 2019 International Blues Challenge recipient of the Gibson Guitar Award, which is amazing. Okay. So congrats on that. So also his debut release, Just Say the Word, it's on the VizTone label. It is nominated for a Blues Music Award in the Best Emerging Artist Album category this year. So congrats on that too, Gabe. That's awesome.
Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you very much. And yeah. And thank you also for having us at your first annual Buffalo Roots and Blues Festival. I'm so excited to be coming back to Buffalo. I really look at it. I live in Pennsylvania, but I really look at Buffalo as sort of a second home for us since the pandemic, and since I started working with Ray Hangen a lot as my drummer. We've gotten to play in Buffalo quite a bit and just meet a lot of the local music fans and a lot of the musicians, and just what an amazing town for music. And I never would have realized that Buffalo has such a rich musical history and such a rich musical history with the blues. Mm-hmm. And places like the Lafayette Tap Room and everything that happened at the Trout for many years. It's a really amazing town. I love making music in that city. I love all the fans in that city, and I can't wait to be back.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. I've only seen videos so far. I'm sad to say I haven't seen you live yet, so I'm excited as well, and excited to see Ray again.
Well, now maybe I'll be able to get my sweat on you, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Just okay.
Yeah. Thanks, Gabe. Okay, and last but certainly not least here, we've got our headliner for the festival, Vanessa Collier. So super excited to have Vanessa this year. A little bit about Vanessa. Vanessa is an award-winning saxophonist, vocalist, songwriter. She tours the world with her band, the Vanessa Collier Band. She is an 8-time Blues Music Award nominee, also a 2-time winner, which I think you can tell us a little bit more about that, Vanessa. She's also currently nominated for this year's Blues Music Awards for Contemporary Blues Female Artist of the Year. And also something I just found out from your manager is you're recording a live album right now in New York City. Is that right?
That's correct. Yeah,
That's
I'm excited. Right before you, the 2 days before, we'll be in New York City, playing through 3 shows at Power Station Studios in that's run by Berklee. And I'm very excited. My old professor is going to engineer it. A bunch of old professors are involved, which is pretty cool. And it'll be nice to have like a live representation. You know, it's one thing to have a record and have it done to a T, but it's another thing to capture the live energy. So I'm super excited to do that. Yeah. And very excited to come to your festival. Just like Gabe said, you know, I have loved Buffalo. When I was touring with Joe Louis Walker, we came through and played the Sportsman's Tavern. And like out in my half of touring with him, like one of the best crowds. And it continues to be every time we come back, to Sportsman's, to the Trough, to everywhere in Buffalo, and really anywhere upstate. We love coming to play with you guys, for you guys, because the energy you guys give off. So very excited.
Thanks. Yeah, everyone's excited to have you, and so we have 2 Berklee grads here, right? Gabe, you went to Berklee as well, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Oh,
I actually saw Vanessa Collier for the first time at the Berklee Performance Center, and every time I get to see Vanessa, it's like the first time. It's always exciting, and getting to play some gigs with her in the past was a lot of fun as well. So,
yeah.
Love you, Vanessa. Cheers.
Love you.
Awesome. Yeah. So, you know, just to sort of wrap up here, guys, I mean, we're all super excited to have all of you. You know, we have some great local talent as well. We've got the Growlers, we've got Tonema, we've got the Ecstatics with Sharon Bailey. We've got Patty Parks Band, who also tours nationally from Buffalo. We've got Chicago Blues Connection, with which I'll play with my friend Jay Moynihan, who also will play with Dave Miller, I'm assuming. And Paul Yates, Shannon Street. We've got Rod Nixon. We've got Dave Thurman. So just a lot of great local Buffalo talent as well. So we're excited. We think it's going to be a great show, and we're, you know, very glad that all 3 of you are on board, and Neil as well, obviously.
I'd say I'm gonna ditto the fans of Buffalo. You know, that they are really incredible. They are hardcore music lovers. All genres. I mean, they're amazing.
I heard a Levon Helm quote. I forget who he said this to, but he was talking to another musician band leader, and Levon said, if you ever want to find some badass musicians who you've never heard of, go to Buffalo, New York, and because I mean the town's just full of them, and it's true. Everybody on the scene is killing. I mean, I've had the pleasure of seeing a lot of the great Buffalo bands, and it's a really, really wonderful music scene.
Yeah, so I look forward to hearing you all. You know, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm more coming as a pedestrian, truthfully, and I'm coming here to support the Music Ambassadorship Program and the brand of 3 Chord and the messaging, the philanthropy, because it's the most important thing I belong to with this brand. I love it. Well, I love the juice too. Let's not get crazy with this. It's great bourbon. I'm trying to encourage conversation with bourbon. Put the cell phones away. Encourage play music, talk. Right. So I'm encouraged to see great players, and I'm sure you guys are going to burn it down. It'll be fantastic. So I'm excited about it. I'm just hanging around, listen, make a little noise, but I'm here to hear and support y'all. So thanks for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, looking forward to seeing all you guys, and you know, we're coming quick here, guys. That's next weekend.
Next Saturday.
So, okay, guys. Well, looking forward to seeing you all there. Thanks for doing this, and we'll see you next weekend.